I've been now 7, or maybe almost 8 years in under 100 square feet. And we're in there together now.
Yeah, very comfortable.
So I started out with a little tiny house that I pulled behind my truck. And now I have a bus and travel around and host Tiny Fest, which is a tiny home and nomad living event. It was just really a lot of fun, and I thought, I can take this show on the road, right? I've got a house that moves, and there are people all over the country that need to see the options that are out there. Sometimes you just can't imagine something until you experience it, I'm kind of that way. Some people have this great imagination of what they can do and what their options are. I often have to have a little taste of it and see it myself. Hi, I'm Renee Sievers.
And I'm Zeb Sievers.
We're the owners of the 5K Ranch. We have a growing collection of tiny dwellings out here in Umpqua, Oregon. So this is the Forest Haven tiny house. It is an Airbnb, and this beautiful little home is 8.5 feet wide, 28 feet long, and it's on a double axle trailer. This home was built by Cool Beans Tiny Homes, and they are just south of us, about an hour and a half down in Medford area of Oregon. So outside of the home, we added a beautiful big cedar deck, which is great to hang out on. It is such a wonderful spot. Shall we go take a look inside? Welcome to the Forest Haven Tiny House. This tiny home is approximately 238 square feet, plus the lofts, and it was designed for full-time living. The kitchen is pretty spacious. You can see it takes up a good portion of the house, so that's something I really love about this, is all of the room in the kitchen for, making anything you'd like, for hanging out. In a regular home, you hang out in the kitchen a lot, and that gives you the opportunity to do so here. Plus all the woodwork. The countertop is beautiful, and all the blue stained pine is just gorgeous, and it really gives it a very homey, warm feel when you come in. So having a nice big double sink as a standard size can be a real feature. Gives you a lot of room to wash your dishes and dry them without spreading them all over the counter, do prep work. You can do a lot of cooking in a toaster oven. There's all kinds of pans that go in here, so you can bake brownies and muffins and, just really make all kinds of meals and treats. So that's great. But there is a hot plate too if, cooking in a toaster oven isn't your gig. So I love the little fridge. It's a little smaller than a standard size fridge, but, most things in a tiny house are. And I love the retro vibe of that. Fits really well under the stairs, just built right in there, as well as the cupboards that are under the stairs. They provide a lot of storage room for all your things.
From my perspective, your tiny home should reflect what you most love, what you most need, and how you want to feel in it. So, when you're ready to design your tiny home, ask yourself, what do you want your space to feel like? Start by choosing 3 words. This could be anything from a style or a mood to just a word you love. Ultimately, these will help you identify colors, lighting, and more. For our tiny house, the 3 words that come to mind are cozy, whimsical, and multifunctional. If you're drawing a blank, take some time to ground yourself with journaling. Reflect on what home means to you. Write as much as you want, then curate from there. I learned this insightful technique from Joanna Gaines' class, Designing a Home That Tells Your Story, on Masterclass. This is one of over 200 courses and thousands of lessons from the world's best on Masterclass. Members get unlimited access to all for just $10 a month billed annually. Try Masterclass today and save at least 15% off an annual subscription. Click our link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen.
So behind me is the living room. It's a nice big space to kick back and relax. There's a television if that's your thing, and the couch has double-ended recliners. So you can kick your feet up and just chill here in the middle of the forest. So the space is pretty open and flexible. Some really handy little things like the side tables on each side. We can put your coffee or anything else you'd like. And then again, the open space gives you opportunity to do something like yoga in the morning. Maybe you could play cards. There is a table that you can pop out. Real easy, nice big oversized TV tray. And you could use it to eat a meal or, like I said, play a game of cards, do a puzzle, something like that. Taking a break from life, sometimes can really, or even just a change, maybe not a total break, but really simplifying for at least a short amount of time can really open your eyes to options and what you want. You get a lot of clarity as to what you want and what's going to work well in your life and what's going to feed your soul, rather than, what's going to look good on the shelf and what the latest style is and, what piece of decor you need and where you're going to store this or that or this or that or this or that. I mean, it's really amazing how when you reduce the amount of clutter around you and the number of things you own and kind of just that amount of stuff that you're responsible for, your shoulders are lighter and you have more room in your mind to think of different things that you want.
You have more time to drink coffee.
You do have more time to drink coffee. Yes.
And write, because I'm writing a book, of course, so I have time to do more writing.
For a tiny house, it has a pretty big bathroom. There's a composting style toilet, a sink, medicine cabinet, cupboard. There's plenty of room here, some shelves. There was a one-piece unit washer dryer. We did take that out, so we didn't need it for the guests. And a nice big shower. It's pretty solid size. You could have some elbow room in there. Here in Oregon, especially here in Roseburg, we get a lot of rain and humidity. So with all this beautiful wood, we have a dehumidifier that is usually running almost 24/7. It's amazing how much this will pull out of the air and how that helps the home just stay in tip-top shape. The tiny house also has 2 lofts. One is kind of a kid's loft, or what I think of, because it has a single bed up there and a ladder that heads up. And the other has a queen-size bed in it. Both lofts, when we bought the home, had no railing on them, and that made me a little nervous for guests staying. And so we had the railing put in, nice, solid safety rail, but also it doesn't impede the view and the openness feel of the tiny house. So the main loft, the bigger one, has a television up there so you can kick back in bed and watch TV, has 3 windows so you can look out at the beautiful trees, but also allows for a cross breeze. So you've got a window on each side, letting some air flow through, because as we know, hot air rises, and so lofts do have a tendency to get a little bit warm. In addition to the cross breeze, a good ceiling fan, moving the air around, will really help a lot as well. We do have also a mini split in the tiny house, which means that there's one unit for heating and cooling, and that works really well in a small space like this. Lisa and Gabe built the tiny house, and it was their tiny house. They build tiny houses, they've built 40 of them now. And I don't know what number this one was, but this one they built for themselves. And they lived in it for a couple years and decided to make some changes, and so they sold it to us, so that was pretty cool.
They're great people.
Their company is called Cool Beans, and that's Lisa's last name, B-E-E-N-E, so it's spelled a little different, but what a fun name. So Cool Beans,
they now have
house.
they now have a website.
Yep.
And they're on Facebook now, do a little more promoting. And they're building now, everyone that buys them are vacation rentals. So instead of building them with a loft, now they're just a nice, simple, a little bit shorter.
Very affordable.
Very affordable, but very reasonable.
Yeah. Lisa started building because she really wanted to help with the housing crisis and give people an affordable option. And so, she keeps things simple and keeps her costs low, and the 2 gals are just rocking it.
Bust them out, man.
And they love it.
Job.
It's another thing, like when you love what you do, it's not work. There's a lot of opportunities in the tiny house world. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities in every facet of life, right? If you find something that you like and that you want to do, you can make a career out of it. No matter how niched it is, no matter how unique, I think you can make a career out of it. And so there's a lot of people that have made a career in the tiny living space and built something that fits their life. You know, whether that be working online or being out traveling or switching from one to another, it's a great opportunity for sure.
It's like building tiny cabins.
It is really fun to share the spaces though. Like my family's coming out in like 3 weeks or so, and I'm excited, you know, to show them. And I love it when people come and visit, you know, and they can check out the tiny house, they can check out the retro lounge, and they can check out the property. And if they're daring enough, they can go for a drive with Sev.
Thanks for stopping by Tiny House Expedition. I'm Alexis.
And I'm Christian, and this is our DIY tiny house on our homestead in Oregon.
Looking for more tiny inspiration? Watch these videos. But if you're looking for something specific, visit our channel homepage to browse tiny homes by category.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Hope to see you soon.